Okay, guys, welcome to the call. It's Monday night. I'm so excited you guys are here. Tonight we have my sweet friend, Miss Erin. She is a Sapphire ambassador, and I was kind of stalking your page a little bit before this. And guys, she's got some pretty funny posts, so y'all need to go stalk her as well. You're very creative with your posting, so I love it. But you what?
I try to be.
Yes, you're very good. That's important with this. So I want you guys to welcome her to this. We are so happy to hear a little bit about your story and just some of the tips that got you to where you're at. So you can take it away.
I'm super excited to be sharing with y'all tonight. So I'm a Sapphire, been with the company 3 years. So I'll tell you guys a little bit about my backstory. I am a self-proclaimed cheapskate, and I don't know if anyone else is on the call, but I don't, has anyone couponed before or done? I was an extreme couponer though. Did y'all see that show where they would go and see how many free groceries they could get, and you go to their house and there's like a closet full of Colgate and toothpaste, free deodorant and things like that. I had binders of coupons. I did classes. I was a stay-at-home mom, and that was how I could stretch our family budget. That was the only way I really could contribute, because I wasn't working outside the home. I had 3 little ones. And I was actually featured on a Walmart commercial regionally for my couponing skills. So maybe that's where you recognize me. I don't know. I mean, I am famous, so I'm the Walmart girl. But so that was a really fun thing. I spent hours doing that though. Oh my gosh, this took up so much time. But it was an outlet, it was also, to save us some money. And then, I was a stay-at-home mom I consider myself still a stay-at-home mom that happens to also have an amazing gig here with Plexus. But I have 3 little ones. So that's another thing that's unique about me. Not that I have 3 kids, but that my 3 kids were all born in 3 years period, 3 years time span. So I didn't really take a break. I was like pregnant or breastfeeding for like 5 years straight. It was kind of nuts. And that really did a lot of damage to my body, as you can imagine. And I was extremely fatigued all the time. I don't even know how I had the energy to do couponing while the kids were napping and stuff. I guess I just, I made it work. But, I was constantly down in Red Bulls and 5-hour energy drinks and afternoon iced coffees and you name it, Starbucks runs, all that stuff. And I was suffering from not only the fatigue, I had some hormonal issues going on. I had digestive problems I just figured I'm stuck with that for the rest of my life. I'm just going to deal with it. I had acne. Adult acne, which that sucks. Nobody wants to have that as an adult. I dealt with it as a teenager too. And then, hang on one second. I just had a mutiny in the children in the background. So.
Okay, I'm hiding my 4 behind this door, so I'm sure we'll have one.
I hope my husband's got that under control. It sounded pretty bad. I was gonna mute that for a second in case it got real crazy. So anyways, real life here. So I, was constantly trying to chase that energy, taking everything you can imagine, like over-the-counter meds for my digestive problems, stuff for my acne. I mean, honestly, I was probably spending hundreds of dollars to deal with all these issues that I was dealing with every month. That's the truth. But I was cheap, and when it came to trying Plexus, my friend Laura, she is she and I were room moms. First kid in kindergarten, and I was like, oh, I want to be the room mom. I'm all stepping up to volunteer. This year, not so much. The third one went to kindergarten. No, not the room mom this year, but I was that first year, and Laura was too, and that's how we met. I mean, we're basically strangers, but she started sharing about Plexus on Facebook, that we were Facebook friends. No one around here or in my network was sharing about it. I'd never even heard of it. And this was in 2013, like the fall of 2013. Well, she really spoke to me because she talked about all those things I was struggling with. She talked about gut health. She talked about energy. She talked about feeling better and being in a better mood and being a better mom and all those things. And so reached out to her. She told me the price, and I said, oh, hold up. I can't afford that. You got a coupon? No. Well, sorry. I'm like, I'm out. I really told her no. So she's really smart. She came back to me and said, all right, Erin. She used the whole feel, felt, found method on me, which now I know what that is. I didn't know that at the time, but she's like, I understand. I know where you're coming from. I feel that way too, because I'm a stay-at-home mom. We don't, we're living on one income. I do not have extra money. But what I found is I just started sharing with some friends, and all of a sudden my products were paid for. And she said, well, I actually have been able to pay our monthly mortgage with the extra Plexus money. She was making over $2,000 a month at that time, which I thought was absolutely crazy, ridiculous money for posting on Facebook. And I thought, well, gosh, if I could even get close to that, I'd be rich. It'd be incredible, right? I'd feel like that'd just be amazing just for sharing something that I liked. Well, I did love it because she gave me that sample, fell in love with it, and then immediately wanted to start sharing because I wanted to get my products paid for. I think I did my first post on Facebook the third day of taking the sample. I didn't even have my welcome pack. I'd ordered it because I loved it so much. I'm like, oh, I want to get this as soon as possible. So I ordered a big welcome pack and decided I was going to sell some of that off. That was back in the day when they did you could buy 3 Slims and 3 accelerators, 3 bags of Slim and 3 accelerators for the $1.99. And I just decided I was going to sell that off and make my money back. And I did that within 2 weeks, made all my money back. And then just by sharing and getting a couple of friends on board, it really didn't take too many. My best friend came on board as a customer. Then 2 months in, she decided I really made her pretty much just join as an ambassador. One day she wasn't getting my subtle hints of like, hey, you should do this with me. This would be fun. Finally, I called her and I said, look, you're doing this with me. I don't really care anymore. I'm putting it out there. I will pay all your money back if it doesn't work. Like I made her buy the big welcome pack. And this was really a turning point for my business. I got bold, and I was going to talk about that being one of my top tips for you guys, being bold. I got bold at that point because I guess at that point, 2 months in, the vision was there. The vision was cast for me by my upline, and I saw them doing well and them succeeding. And I wanted that. I just decided I was going to go all in. I wanted that. And I knew if I could get her on my team, and she's got this incredible network, knows everybody and their dog. She's one of those people, right? She's a blue. If y'all know the color personality, she's blue through and through. She doesn't ever meet a stranger. So I'm like, okay, she's going to get on my team. And I called her, pretty much said, that's it. You're joining. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to post on Facebook, and I promise you, you're going to have all your products paid for within 2 weeks. And if you don't, I'm going to pay you back. And she said, okay, well, I can't really go wrong with that. Let's see what happens. And she just took a chance, right? 3 hours, she had 3 Slim accelerator combos sold in 3 hours, and she hadn't even gotten her welcome pack in. She had to sell some of her product off. She had just gotten in, and then have to wait and get her welcome pack, and then sell it, give it to them. So basically, she'd had it all sold before it even came in. And so that just exploded. She came on board. It exploded things. Sometimes it's just that, 1 or 2 people that join your team, and it changes everything. So, the third month I was bringing in over $1,100, which to me at that time was life-changing money. It really was. And I talk about that a lot with people. I'm like, $1,000 a month could be everything for people. And I wasn't even a gold yet at that point, 3 months in. I had turned gold 5 months in. Right after the first convention, the Dallas convention. So that was also a turning point. I felt like once I got to gold, I was like, okay, I've got this team, let me see which one of them that I can really lock arms. I knew my best friend, Barry, that she was all in. She'd gone to convention with me. And then I had one other girl at that time. They had gone to convention and she was all in. So we lock arms, the 3 of us, and we just go for it. And then some pivotal people kind of joined this other friend's team a few months later, and they just blew up. And so that changed everything. She went Ruby pretty quickly. Barry went Ruby pretty quickly, senior Ruby. And then all of a sudden, I'm Emerald, 17 months in, and I go Emerald the very last possible, deadline to go to Maui, that 2015, I hit it that July 31st, 2015. And it was just amazing. It was the best feeling, got my Lexus, and my husband and I went to Maui, and it was a dream trip for sure. And I thought, I can't believe the company goes to this extent to provide this type of just amazing experience for us. And then, I will say that I've had my ups and downs, and every single Jewel has. It is not an easy business. It's, there's going to be times where, especially when you get to our level, where you think it's all just uphill, and, not uphill, but downhill, I should say. Downhill, where you're smooth sailing, right? And everything's like, woohoo, I'm a Jewel. Okay, I'm going to be diamond in no time, right? It's all happening, and it didn't work like that. I didn't go sapphire all as fast as I thought I would. So then we get back from Maui. We were told there was a new back office coming. We were all celebrating. We were all like, wow, new back office, this is going to be amazing. And then it hit, and everybody's like, oh no, this is not amazing. It was a real struggle. We had a lot of people leave our team. But then, I was back like 250 points that January of 2016. And I'm thinking, oh, this is the end. That's it. It's all over. But that just in a couple of months, the end of that March, I hit sapphire because, our team just came back into momentum again. We got some new people, some new blood in there, new life, and hit sapphire in that 2016. Again, I thought, oh, I'm going to be diamond by August. I got this. I was already picking out, my diamond Lexus, thinking I would have my diamond documentary all planned out, in my head. And then, nope, some things happened, and summer was just a slow summer. I'll just be very transparent. One of my my good friends and biggest runners, one of my biggest runner level ones, left for a competing company. And that happened this past January, and it was a really difficult time. But we are so past that, and we have completely overcome all that. Thankfully, just with a lot of prayer, a lot of just locking arms with the people that want to run, with those people that are still there. They're committed. They are in it. You keep positive, just find things that are going to bring life back into the team. Again, I'm always thinking how I can do that. And that's one of my tips for you guys. Like, I'm constantly thinking about how I can recruit for myself personally, because you have to be constantly recruiting new level ones that you can get to at least gold and beyond. That's super important. If you stop recruiting in the level ones area, then you're not going to get as many level 2s and 3s. And then all of a sudden you've noticed that, oh gosh, I'm getting, lots of level 5, 6s, and 7s, but that's not growing. That's not going to grow because you're going to have attrition. And then all of a sudden you're not making up for that attrition. Even though you're getting a lot of growth in the lower levels, it doesn't matter. So, you have to be constantly bringing in new people. And so that's a big focus of mine. I constantly think how I can meet new people, how I can join moms groups and different things, different kinds of groups, I join different organizations in the community. I love meeting new people for one thing. So I'm in different charity organizations and things and volunteer for things at the school and in the community. So, and the other thing is how I constantly think about how I can recruit for my team or help them recruit, because I think the thing is people need some kind of set thing, like a guideline of like, okay, what do I do? How do I do this? And so how do I present this to people? And they don't really know what to say or do. So we have to have an avenue and a way for them to do that. And so one of the things I do is we do these 15-minute opportunity calls, 15, 30-minute, depends. And we'll have like maybe 3 people on there on the call. We've been doing it through Zoom, but I actually discovered a new program that, well, they say Zoom can do it too, but you can take like a Zoom format webinar and you can broadcast live into Facebook, into like a group or an event page. So I'm going to do that next, but we practiced it all last week in our 7-day group. So that's the other thing, a 7-day group that we've been running. We're going to do those every month. That's another way to just help our team recruit. We're giving them a template and a guideline. They just come in and, they bring the people and we're sort of selling for them. We're closing the deal for them. It's the same thing with like a Zoom opportunity call. You're really closing the deal for them. All they have to do is get the people there, listen in, and then hopefully they've got they have to follow up. That's the other thing. So always be recruiting, always have opportunities for your team. If there's not some way for your team to plug in to some kind of recruiting tool consistently, that's a problem. You have to really be thinking outside the box. How can I get them all work together and unite? And that's what we did with the 7-day group. I assigned things to all the different leaders in the group and they felt really a part of it and it unified everybody. It brought some life back to some dead teams that kind of hadn't been doing anything lately, but all of a sudden they come back and they're really engaged. So being bold, I talked about that. I'll talk the business. Don't be afraid. If Laura had been afraid to mention the business side to me, I never would have known about it. She would have lost me most likely if she hadn't told me, because I'm a red and reds get the business side and they see it and they see an opportunity and they go for it and they're goal oriented and driven. You need those business builders. So just think about this. What is it that you're putting out there? If you're constantly only talking products, guess what? You're going to attract people who want products. That's it. But if you are doing a good mix and you're really putting out there that you want business builders and that you have a business and you have a business opportunity that's actually successful, and that is, even if you only got one customer this month, you have a successful business. Okay. It's all how you spin it and your perspective and putting it out there. And showing wins to people. Like I make a big deal about overall sales for our team, let's say. So I'll pick a leader and I'll go back and have her look at her overall sales since January, let's say. And that's a big number because it's everyone under her and they're all their volume, overall volume for and so let's say it's for Barry, she's my big runner. It was over $200,000. So I made a big post about her being, an MVP in our team and how their team, her team's done over $200,000 and how amazing and how they're just killing it. And anyways, my point is like, you've got to constantly be showing wins to your audience as far as business goes and, to your team too. Right. The last thing I was going to say is never stop. Just never stop. I mean, you cannot ever, the only people who aren't going to get to the top are the ones that quit. If they quit, I've seen people be stuck at a level, a rank, and they just keep going and they keep sharing. And then all of a sudden they bring on a runner and things just take off. They meet, they decide they're going to expand their network and they're going to do things a little differently. Sometimes you have to change it up. And we have a girl that just happened. We just got off a training call with her new level 1, and she's never had someone really get the business side and the vision of it before. But honestly, she was attracting the wrong people with her particular network, and she needed to reach outside. And it ended up being, this girl was a stranger. It's someone that she just met through her daughter's school and shared in a very just genuine way. And she just said, hey, yeah, it looks like something I'd be interested in. All of a sudden she wants to go fast start gold. It's like, where did that come from? That came out of nowhere, right? But it's it didn't come out of nowhere. You have to think about this. She never stopped sharing. She never stopped. She never stopped being passionate about the products. It's not really necessarily luck. What my theory is, it's preparation, meeting an opportunity. It's not that she just got lucky and met that girl. It is that she was prepared and she saw the opportunity, you know what I mean? And didn't let it by. So, and then I will say also, going back to that is never stopping. My level 1, biggest rock star who just went emerald. You know, when she's told her story before to other people, but she was stuck at senior ruby for a long time. And she had a lot of level ones, a lot. I mean, she's a recruiting fool. She can recruit in her sleep, level ones. But they just weren't sticking around. And the ones, a couple did, but then, you know, you stopped. And, you know, she was super frustrated. And we always had these conversations. I kept saying, Barry, just don't stop. You just have to keep sharing. You just have to find that next person. You just have to find the next person. And then that person came along last May. That person came along. And then but it's also preparation. So we immediately got her on the phone. We did a 3-way call, and we immediately got her posting and sharing. Guess what? That girl signed a rock star that has over 2,400 convention credits right now. And she is a ruby. There's a lot of jewels don't have that many credits. I don't have that many credits. And so she's already won the VIP, one of the top prizes for convention. And, you know, so she went ruby really fast. But if it wasn't for us and Barry, us being prepared for that moment to bring that person in and really encourage them and cast vision for them. Now, she had to do the work on her own and it's all her. But we cast that vision for her by connecting. And the last thing I will say too regarding all that, it sometimes is not a level one that's going to, you know, be the difference maker. Could be very well level 2 or a 3. So just think about that. If you're not connecting with those level 2s on a personal level and building relationships with all your level 2s that want it, you know, that will be okay with it. I mean, you have to just reach out and say, hey, can I get on a call with you? Ask your level 1, will you please get them on a call with me? I'd love to just meet them, just go over, you know, the products and see what their goals are. You don't have to sit there and talk business. It doesn't have to be about that. Just see what their goals are. And then you say, hey, did you know there was an opportunity to make a little extra cash? If you're interested, I'd love to tell you about it. That's all you got to say. You don't have to be some crazy pusher of the business. But if you don't connect with them and build those friendships with them, you're really missing out. I think that's something that our team has been very, very successful at, is reaching down below in all the levels and unifying everyone and being very aware of the fact that those relationships are just as important as your level 1 relationships. And if your level 1's not interested in connecting you, then you have to it's your team. You take over and you say, oh, well, okay, I tried. I'm going to go to them and start a relationship, because this is my business. This is my team too. And that, you know, you cannot just let one person dictate, you know, I mean, if that's what's happening, because trust me, I've seen it. I've seen that. They're like, don't talk to my people. And, you know, I don't want to overstep any toes and boundaries. And I ask first, but if I see that there's a disconnect and they're not helping their team, well, my main objective is to help people, because honestly, that's what I'm here for. I'm doing this. Everything I do in Plexus is because I truly want to help people. I want them to feel as good as I feel. I want their lives to be changed as much as my life has been changed, and all my friends and people that I've seen this change their lives. I want that for every single person. So if it means, if someone gets their feelings hurt for a split second because I went and reached out and built a relationship and made sure that they were successful and they got help, then so be it. Because my objective is to help people. So that's it. That's all I got.
Well, I love it. So I was taking some notes. That's why I kept looking down. But no, I loved how you talked about like perspective and focusing on your wins, because there's a lot of non-wins in this. So, I mean, I've been talking with people a lot today about this, and I got 3 really like nasty no's today, and they never hurt less. You know, they always have that sting. But I feel like it's the ability to overcome that and focus on the wins that keeps you going in this. You know, let it hurt for a second, but then realize it's that person doing it to you. It's not because you did something wrong.
Nothing to do with you. That's their world. That's not you. You had nothing to do with their attitude, perspective, thoughts, their background, whatever's bringing them to this decision and acting that way. You have nothing to do with that. So you move on. You know, what's I know Celeste always says it, the bless and release.
Yep.
Just move on. And I think the people who are at the top have an incredible ability to move on and not let things get to you for too long. I mean, yes, trust me, I've shed some tears over some things. I'm not gonna lie, but I can pick up and move on pretty well. And I have a very positive attitude. I think that's a key to dealing with adversity and issues. So I'm telling you, any company you go to, you are going to have problems. You know, my husband talks about this all the time. He's in corporate America, and he's been to different companies and dealt with their HR departments and all the different problems and drama and things that go on. And he's like, I don't care what company, you're going to have problems. There's, you know, it's just, you deal with it, you know, with the whole back office thing. And when that all happened, I just stayed super positive. And I said, guys, we're going to get through this. I will help us all get through it. Because I was only Jewel at that time, besides my upline. And we just sort of divided and conquered to help everybody. And we got through it. You know what I mean? And we can get through anything. Honestly, I've been through so many kind of trials and tribulations with this in 3 years that I am 100% believe that anything can be overcome. Even backsliding in your business, even going back lots and lots of points can be overcome if you just stay positive. And you may have to change some things up. You may have to think outside the box. You may have to go get some counsel with, you know, some other jewels and mentors and have some people guide you. And that's okay to ask for help. You know, it is. It's totally fine to ask for help and, you know, get a new plan. And as long as you put in consistent effort and you really attack it and you say, I am doing this no matter what, and I will be whatever rank, it will happen. And, you know, you're willing to put the work in and you're willing to be coachable. If you go to someone, you ask for advice and they tell you what to do and they say, look, this is what I see, be willing to take advice too and be coachable and you know, and do self-development. I think that I asked Jen Hawkins the other day what her number one tip was if she could go back and tell her new silver self some advice. She said the one thing she would tell herself and go back and tell herself is that start self-development now. Start it immediately. Start reading those books. There's tons and tons and tons of them. You know, I've read so many of them. I have watched countless hours of YouTube videos from all the different leaders. You know, I do walk the walk. I don't just, you know, I do the things that, you know, I really make sure that I develop, you know, my skills as a leader and make sure that I'm working on me too, because that's important. You know, I feel like I swear network marketing, and especially, I feel like I've never done it before, honestly. This is the first experience in network marketing, but I feel like it's boot camp for self-development. I mean, it's like a boot camp to better yourself. If you're willing to let it, and if you're willing to seek that help and, you know, really, you know, ask the leaders, what books are they reading? What things help them, and do it, you know?
Yeah. So I have a quick question and then I will let you get back to your night. But so when you do have people who are stuck or backsliding, how do you encourage them to stay motivated? Like, how, obviously self-development is a huge part of that, and plugging into videos and reading testimonies, but like, you've had more experience with that than me. So how do you, you know, just help them keep that vision? And
sometimes you can't, to be honest. Sometimes they have to decide, is it worth it? They have to make a decision. And I would just ask them flat out, do you want this? Are you still there? Do you still have the belief? Do you see it? Do you feel it? And then usually it's some kind of fear holding them back. I did Sonia Dudley's training in Houston recently. It was on she did a whole segment on how to coach people. And what you do is you just ask tons and tons and tons of questions until you get to the root of it. And, you ask them how they're feeling. Well, why are you feeling that way? Or what makes you feel, or why do you think that is? And you just ask a lot of questions. And then you don't, when we get on a coaching call, I used to tell people, okay, you're going to do this, 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 and this. All right, call me tomorrow. See you later. No, that's not really coaching. You have to really ask them questions and listen. It's a lot of listening, and it's a lot of asking questions. And so you dig, and they usually feel like it's a therapy session. And what I have found is people are fearful. They're fearful of rejection. They are fearful of what others think of them. They are fearful of success, which sounds kind of silly, but they're fearful of what they would do with that if they got that. And then they're also don't feel worthy of that success. They don't feel worthy of being a jewel. Like they could never even picture themselves as a jewel. Like, that's not me. I could never do that. I couldn't be that kind of leader. No one wants to listen to me. I can't get on a Zoom call and lead all, hundreds of people and have them listen to me. That's kind of what the things are going through their head. And those are those self-limiting beliefs that are going to hold you back forever, and you really have to work through that. I mean, I've never had an issue with self-confidence. That's something that I've just been blessed with. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm diamond. Heck yeah, that's happening tomorrow. I don't know. I just always had that. And, but I have had leaders who didn't have that, but then they were able to overcome it just through a lot of work and just really keep going and really doing a lot of self-development and digging deep. And, they keep sharing in a way that's genuine, and they keep building their network. I've got one now. She has just been trying so hard to go gold for coming up on 2 years. And she's just been working at it. But she's changed. We started talking, she started changing some things up. She started meeting some new people, but not bringing up Plexus right away. She started really working on relationships. That was her thing I think she was missing. She really started connecting and building relationships with people. And then all of a sudden, this past couple of months, her team is just blowing up. She got a couple of the right people that really caught it, and they're running with it. And so that's all it takes. You know what I mean? But she's now prepared for that type of person to be on her team, where she probably wasn't prepared a year ago. It's just the right time too, but she's just never given up. And I guess I'm just really good. I feel like I'm good at encouraging and constantly keeping those relationships tight and keep, meeting. I'll do lots, if they're local, I make sure I get together with them for lunch. Occasionally we do lots of one-on-one Zoom calls with my team. I have a whole calendar that's on my app on my phone that I send them, and then they can book time with me. So, because it's hard for me to keep up. So they'll book the time with me, and then it alerts me like through text message that they want a coaching session for an hour. And that's really helped a lot, because it's helped me keep connected. Because, honestly, what happens is the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? And then the ones over here who are a little more quiet, I forget about, and not mean to. It's not that I mean to. It's just that this over here are like, help me. And, you can't forget about everybody else. And as long as they know I'm available to them and they can book time with me, and that I will help them. But I just do that for my levels 1s, 2s, and 3s. So I have a whole group that's just my levels 1s, 2s, and 3s that I focus on. It's actually it's a chat group. I have a few 4s that I've put in there that, but anyway, so yeah, I just stay real connected, and I think that helps. Like, they know that they're not alone. They know that, I pair them up. Let's say I have 2 struggling golds, they're struggling to keep gold, or they have goals for senior gold. I will pair them up and, make them accountability partners, and so that they can run together, and hopefully they don't go to another competing company and friend your whole team and try to take them all. But that has happened.
Speaking from experience, yes.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? You let it go. It's like my team has not suffered. Thank God it has not really suffered because of that. I was really scared, but I feel like the true people that are truly passionate about this company and these products, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. And the ones who are not, they don't have that belief. They don't have that passion. Maybe this isn't where they belong. I don't know. I mean, because I can't give that to you. I can't give that to someone. I can't put passion or belief into someone. You know, they have to have that. They have to have that for themselves. And then they have to, you know, put their hand up and say, I want help. I mean, that's what I always talk about. I'm like, if they don't have their hand up, why are you trying to kick the dead horse? Like Sonia Dudley says in her Dolly Parton accent. She's like, you know, stop kicking the dead horse. Go play with the ponies over here that want your love and attention and spend your time there. You know, don't worry about this field of dead horses over here, which are all those white lines. I mean, we have 2,500 people on my team, and I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of white lines. So it's all good. It's okay. I mean, you know, we know that there's more lives to change. We know these products and are doing incredible, incredible things for people. So it's okay. We will keep on keeping on. And then May 6th coming up with the big reveal.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I really, I'm going to be there because, I mean, I live 25 minutes away.
Hey, I'm driving up from Georgetown, so.
Oh, yay! Are you going to just stay the day?
Yeah, I'm staying the night up there with Raina, the girl that lives in Denton. So we're going to do an opportunity meeting that night. So.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm so excited. So I hope to get to see you guys. Somebody, you know, you can come say hi to me.
Yeah, there's a couple of us going, so we're excited.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
no,
girl,
huge,
thank you so much.
Huh? Huge things are happening with Plexus.
Really I'm thrilled, girl. We need some more excitement in this. So something new is coming. But thank you for doing this. You're such a sweetheart, and I'm glad your kids.
You're so welcome. This was so much fun.
Yes, you are the best, girl. And you guys make sure you go friend request. Well, don't friend request. She needs room for friends, but follow her on Facebook.
Follow me, please. Yes, that'd be great.
So, well, you guys